Hello everyone, and welcome back to Titanfall. We are playing on the map Sand Trap, and this is actually I deleted the old audio file that I recorded for this, and decided to record another one. I was gonna, in the previous one, I was talking, you know, post E3 stuff, stuff I liked, stuff I'm looking forward to, that sort of thing. But I decided to re-record it, considering yesterday I had a doctor's appointment procedure medical procedure that it got accelerated. That's the reason why there was no video up on the 22nd, because I had to do prep for that. So I thought, hey, it's a good chance to talk about that. I don't know. Maybe some of you aren't interested or whatnot, but I thought I'd talk about it anyway. I have Crohn's, which is it's sort of like the flip side to anaphylaxis in a way. It's a severe allergic reaction thing, but instead of it being anaphylaxis is sort of, it doesn't really, when you get it, like, it's not something that really, in my view anyway, it's not something that affects you every single moment. You have to worry about it every single moment, but it only affects you in those few moments that you're actually exposed to whatever it is you're allergic to, and at that point it's very severe. Whereas, flip side being, I don't have to particularly worry about being exposed to what I'm allergic to, but it is something that gets it works with it every day, and it progressively gets worse and worse. So with that, there, you know, procedures, they have to look at and it's intestinal. It's not lungs. It's not. Anaphylaxis is more upper chest, torso area, where you're, you know, worried about your esophagus closing up due to swelling and thus not being able to breathe. Whereas Crohn's is more in terms of, you know, lower area. At one point, when I first got sick, in between freshman and sophomore year of high school, apparently a medicine that I was hyper as a kid, and so my dad, being the jerk that he is, wanted me on something to calm me down or whatnot, apparently not really understanding that I was a kid. And that medicine has now been proven with certain trigger factors, to cause Crohn's for those that took it as a kid. So there's that. And so I got it, and at the time I was in the best shape of my life, easily. I weighed 135. I had a six-pack, and then I got sick, and I went from weighing 135 at the highest, being mostly muscle mass, to just above 90. I'm engaging hostile infantry. Just above 90 pounds. It got really bad. Keep up the pressure. And I could, you know, it wasn't just normal things. I couldn't keep food down. Like, if I ate more than just a small amount of food, I'd feel sickly and not be able to eat anymore. And it took another 2 years of misdiagnoses to figure out what it was I had, because in addition to that, probably because of my health before I got sick, it took them a while to diagnose what I had in the first place. Because they couldn't figure out what it was. First they thought celiacs, but it wasn't, which is a... You can't take gluten, but that was not the issue.
Rock and rolling.
And so we went through about like 3 different things before we finally arrived at Crohn's. And then even so, we had a doctor that he was not the right type of doctor for this sort of thing, but he insisted that he knew what he was doing. And so he put me on medicine that didn't work. In fact, made things worse, actually. So I was on that medicine for a year. It actually made my situation worse. I had to get surgery for it. And so we switched doctors. And then within 2 months of switching doctors to one that actually knew what he was talking about, put me on Humira, which you probably see a lot, which you see a lot of commercials on for, like, skin, like, I forget what the name of the thing is, but, you know, for the people that break out in like, skin stuff. But, in reality, it's a, anti-inflammatory at its base, I guess you could say. So it's actually ending up working for a lot of different things that are allergy based, not just the more serious stuff. But so within 2 months, I was in better condition than I had been in the past 2 years. So and my mom's a nurse, so that allows me a little. That allows me a lot more leeway. I should clarify. It allows me a lot more leeway. Most people with Crohn's would be going into the doctors like every couple months, like probably every 3 months. But I went a couple years because my mom's a nurse and she knows enough about the situation that she is, you know, she's listed as my care physician, which it's great for me because I get to avoid a lot of the inconveniences that would normally be coupled with my disease, and it doesn't affect me on a day-to-day basis. It's not that, like I said, it's not something that affects me.
Your Titan will be ready in 60 seconds.
You know, it's something I have to worry about sort of overall, but it's not something that is an instantaneous, life-threatening thing. But it does have, whereas anaphylaxis. Oh, and we won. So it looks like I'm gonna have to cover this here. But yeah, I had a doctor's procedure that was supposed to be later in July, but we had to move it up due to scheduling issues. So that's all. So that's why there wasn't a video Tuesday. This is wrapping up. I would like to thank you all for watching. Or wait, I guess it's not over yet. Okay, well, it's about to be over. Please enjoy the last few minutes of this. But I just I don't know, I thought I'd explain it a little bit. And the E3, post-E3 commentary will continue in the next episode. This has been Titanfall. I'd like to thank you all for watching. See you, and good night.